Being black in Pokemon. Up until Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, black people didn't have much representation at all in Pokemon. Would it be the main protagonists, gym leaders? Not you. You're fake ass tan. Or even NPCs, our appreciation has been limited. But I'm not the only person who thinks this. This video popped up to my For You page and I'm very curious what he's got to say about this. Oh yeah, if you like this video or like Blank Thought's video as well, make sure you guys go give a like and give us some appreciation. And make sure you also subscribe to both of us. We appreciate it. I know it was.
Being black in Pokemon.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Pokemon is like the only franchise where the lore, the world building, the character designs just totally overshadow the series gameplay. Down, side, A button, B button,
Dude,
A button.
This meme has been going around for a bit too. That meme is going around for a bit. The lore, people always complain about the Pokemon saying, oh yeah, the lore of this game isn't that great. Because we always press the A button, people spam the button. Not even have people watch it because of Nuzlocke and all these other challenges. I'm guilty of this too. I hate reading.
I thought this was the perfect opportunity to go over the black representation in Pokemon.
Sir.
We're not talking about Go, Let's Go, Dungeons, Snaps, whatever 18,000 versions they have out there. I'm not talking about it. And I'm also not going to talk about it. So today we are taking the complete deep dive into black representation in the Pokemon mainline series. And we have our PowerPoint slide as usual.
These are PowerPoint slides? Okay, I can't even trip on that. I do PowerPoint slides on like a lot of my things too. I would do like game shows and everything. PowerPoint's useful. Don't let anyone else try and tell you. You don't have the money for it. You don't want to do any big production. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. It's okay.
Hey yo, shout out to Ash though for actually winning.
Oh yeah,
so
Ash
if
won
you
that
don't
shit.
already know, I just made
Shout out to Ash, bro. It's actually kind of sad because a lot of like anime characters are like I've already lost their are already switched over by whoever they do. So like, you know, like Yu-Gi-Oh, Yugi, Beyblade of Jenga and everything like that, they all have been replaced by people. Ash is the only person who's never been replaced. The only person.
With manga, there's usually one sole creator behind the work.
True.
It's a team kind of
True.
around this one person and his own vision. Naruto is Kishimoto's. Dragon Ball is Toriyama's. Pokemon is Game Freaks at this point.
Game Freak has a little has their own thing. They have like a couple of different artists. All right, so I don't think you guys maybe you've seen this before, but there's one artist out there. So I don't think you guys heard about this. There's like an artist who's never missed on their Pokemon designs. I don't remember the artist's name on top of my head, but they've done Pokemon like Tinkaton. They've done Pokemon like Tinkaton, and there was somebody else I really loved as well. I don't remember the artist on top of my head, but I saw that on Twitter the other day. Great artist. They haven't missed yet, and I think they Mimikyu as well. Bless that person. Hopefully they get them to do more designs. We need Pokemon like that artist is drawing.
The moves that Pokemon makes isn't like a manga or an anime.
Gotta love him. Dude, I love Yu Yu Hakusho and Hunter x Hunter. Those animes are amazing. Yu Yu Hakusho is my favorite anime of all time. Just want to put that out there.
So when I was actually researching for this video, I kind of assumed that there was always black people in Pokemon. I'm just wrong.
No, yeah, there aren't that many black people. Really,
in all of Pokemon actually comes in 2010 in my least favorite Pokemon game.
Wait, you talking about Black and White? Is Black and White his least favorite Pokemon game? That's 2010. No way. No way it's about Black and White. Black and White is an amazing game, bro. I love Black and White.
But it came in Pokemon Black and White.
No. Nah, bro. Black and White is an amazing... Dude, he hates Black and White? All right, listen. That subscribe thing I was saying earlier, hold out on that. Black and White is my favorite game of all time in Pokemon. I love the story behind it. I love the meaning behind it. I love the enemy team, the Pokemon. I know some people don't like the Pokemon of the game. And I think the trainers... And more importantly, the gym leaders actually had a bigger personality and a bigger role in the storyline. Usually the gym leaders are supposed to be these big guardians of these cities and supposed to represent a bigger role. Almost not like the police, that's more like the Elite Four in a way. But you don't really see that ever in Pokemon until this generation where they're doing more than just one thing. But in this game, you actually see the gym leaders care about shit and stop an evil team and organization. And you don't see that again until some interaction until actually Scarlet and Violet, funny enough.
As a kid, I always tried to reach and say Brock or like Phoebe were gonna be black.
Yeah, they're not black.
I was a kid, I was like, oh, dark skin, black, let's go for it, you know? Obviously, this is not the case though. Brock is very easily Japanese, and Phoebe is very easily either Filipino, Islander,
yeah, she's Filipino, I
Indonesian.
believe.
These characters were in no sense of the word black, and personally, I may have missed one. I'm just personally not counting like the random
the NPC random people. I don't think there really was anybody, to be honest.
I don't care. This really cool thing that I think more games should do, and where the characters identify with the region. Every single region, even though they're based on their.
And that's probably why they like black people came by, and it makes kind of sense because Gen 1 through 4 were all Japanese. They're all considered in Japan, and Gen 5, funny enough, was the next biggest like country that loves Pokemon, which is America, and that's why it was based off of, I believe, New York in some ways. Well, at least Castelia City was, and that's probably why we saw more black representation, like the normal gym leader, and as well as, okay, this doesn't count, I said you earlier, Marlon is not black, and I hope he touches on that point, because you can see on his feet, that man is not black. But we still have the 8th gym leader, and also becomes the champion, Iris. Iris was like the queen. It's kind of cool they put a young black girl as the champion. That's actually one of the biggest progressions of like for black people in Pokemon. I just gotta put that out there.
The culture in the game relies on the region itself.
I agree.
From Alola are obviously Alolan.
Alola is actually really cool of an immersive region. I gotta admit that.
I've seen the community try to insert race a little bit. They would say that this character is a black Jatonian. I don't know if that's actually a word. Kind of in a similar way that we do it in real life with African American. But I kind of like how the series didn't add that in. It kind of proves a point how it really doesn't matter because everybody in the region identifies with that region. Like the race and the color.
And the way he talks about that, I think it also can be put into like, so like African Americans, I think we're a little bit different because we are represent a lot of people who are African American do represent a lot more African a lot of times, but we also are very immersed into the new American culture as well. With that being said, I guess that could be also said about the Jatonian people, and I guess if you're immersed in this culture and grew up in a certain place, you're going to be identifying with that more, unless you, whatever your upbringing may be, you know. I don't know, maybe far-reaching, I don't know, but I think he's kind of on a point with something here though.
But let's start jumping into the designs, because
all right, the designs. This is what I'm waiting for, bro. I love that. I love some designs.
First one being the second gym leader of the Unova region, the normal type gym leader, Lenora. Fun fact that I didn't know about.
I don't know why. I heard Johto region.
Fun
Lenora,
fact that
baby.
I didn't know about. Lenora had a controversy. I personally never knew this.
Really?
But
What controversy?
was getting a lot of flack back with her original design due to one thing. The apron. When I first read this, I thought it was like a misogyny thing, like, oh, woman in the kitchen.
Wait. So people were upset of an apron? I'm trying. Okay, before he goes any further, I'm trying to think what the apron could mean. Like, maybe I'm just not in the same thing as other people were saying. I don't know. Let me think about this.
In the kitchen type beat. But fun fact, I was totally wrong. So originally when Yusuke Omura made this design, he really wanted to get through that this generation was going to be multicultural, multiracial,
add makes
more
sense.
Diversity than in the past Pokemon games.
Dude, there's a lot of cultures, a lot of stuff going.
Lenora's design actually accidentally conflicted with the mammy stereotype that we see in America. The mammy stereotype kind of goes over like the stay-at-home slave, usually does the dishes, the cooking.
Really? Dang, that's crazy. I guess I can see it just a little bit. Yeah, I can see it a bit. Well, I mean, I don't look at it that far, and I also was a lot younger. I was like 10, 11 at the time, when that game came out. I mean, probably a lot of people too, because this guy's probably right near my age as well. But the older audience, I can definitely see maybe they think of that. But I gotta say this, I'm not sure the people who are fighting for this saying that we're necessarily black. This is for like people online. People online will always fight for a race, but they won't be part of that race. So for example, like some people will think like they'll see like a Japanese thing, and then maybe they're doing like something cultural, the same thing of it, and then some white person or something like that will speak out and saying, oh my god, you're being offensive to this race. And sometimes Japanese, and I think most times actually, they don't really care. And that can be the same for black people. A lot of people will speak out about your race and not be your race, and that's just funny to me. So might have not, it probably might have not been black people, because this guy says it wasn't either. I'm not gonna speak for everybody else, but I didn't notice it or would have noticed it either.
And Lenora's design, cause she had the apron on, kind of conflicted with that original mammy design, which is something as a kid you're obviously not gonna. And did I think this was intentional whatsoever? Definitely not. But they actually censored her whole design in
they
the
censored her
American
whole
version,
design for that.
which again
That's
is
crazy.
one of the weirdest. I guess it's least offensive for the people who got offended.
Yeah, exactly.
Me personally, as a black male, I honestly don't give a fuck.
Thank you. I don't give a fuck. Okay, I'm be honest. I was holding out on that, but he feels the same way I do. Okay, I really think what I said earlier was true, but I don't think they need to do that, and I don't think people would stop buying Pokemon for solely that reason. There's other reasons to not buy Pokemon, such as the graphic performance in Scarlet and Violet.
The character designs of Pokemon can't be slept on. You can see how Game Freak easily maintains their character aesthetic.
Thank you. Oh my god. The character aesthetic can be very slept on. This is why it also is my favorite region, because I think so much personality comes from all these trainers. And he did a great job of bringing all these trainers out that are really good. Punk Rock Girl Roxy, she's awesome. Lenore is pretty good over there. Skylar, Getsy's, yeah. Drayden. Dude, yeah, these are some amazing designs, man. I love a lot of these people in this.
We're gonna work our way up in Gen 5 to the Elite Four with Marshall. So I have nothing against Marshall.
Neither do I like Marshall.
I just don't like Gen 5 Elite Four.
I think Gen 5 Elite Four is a bit underrated because I think the typings are like really interesting because you got Fighting, Psychic, Ghost, and Dark. I think because like in your mind, this is how I'm explaining to you. You associate these typings together. You associate fire, grass, water, of course, and you put electric there too. The 4, that's a core 4 right there because of the reason of like the starter Pokemon and as well as Pikachu adding into it. That's a core 4. Now after that, you kind of think of like Steel and Dragon and Fairy together because those are like some very strong typings, honestly. Steel, Fairy, and Dragon are just like a good trio together that is like kind of counteract to each other, except I guess Dragon doesn't beat Steel. But yeah, I also associate Fighting and Dark together because of the weakness. Then I also put Psychic there. I'm like, oh yeah, because that makes sense. And then if you slide in the Ghost types in there, it all makes sense there. I mean, in Gen 9, what's it called? It's Dark, Fighting, and Ghost as the Pokemons of the trio, like the secondary typings, so the starters. And if you can easily slide Psychic in there as well. I think it works pretty well. And also I think Marshall's a cool design, but the Elite Four are kind of underrated and also unappreciated because they don't really do much. Other than Caitlyn, she had a whole thing in Gen 4.
The point to A stereotypes, he's obviously the fighting type gym leader, so it goes with his fighting type aesthetic. And even though he's not the most memorable,
that's actually, yeah, I guess they didn't think about that. I guess they did put Marshall as the fighting type gym leader. Someone will point it out probably at some point. But yeah, I didn't think about that. I mean, they still have Iris being the dragon type gym leader and being so badass. But yeah, I mean, it all comes back together.
I'm gonna talk about this one, even though I do not think she's black. This is similar to the Yoruichi situation that I kind of had in the previous video. We have Iris. I don't think she's black, but
you don't think Iris is black? I was gonna let him cook for a little bit, honestly. I don't know. I don't see why he doesn't think Iris is black. I very much think she is. I don't think anything really gives her away of not being black. I think because the region we're in, I believe it makes more sense. That's even the case of Phoebe. Phoebe is in an Asian region. So I think it can make a little more sense why she isn't black. And I guess it can also make more sense why she'd be Asian because they're in an Asian country.
Again, the second gym leader of the region, the rock type user. And me personally,
Grant.
I think
I kind of forgot about him.
I
forget about the region all the time.
I feel like Grant doesn't really bring anything to the table.
True.
He got like some rocks in his hair. The cut ain't even on fire like that.
This cut ain't fly at all, bro. I can't talk too much, honestly. I actually kind of had a haircut kind of like him. Yeah, I had a haircut just like him at one point. Similar though, not exactly like. It was back in high school. I can't think of a single person who loves Grant's design, if I'm being honest with myself. I don't know anyone who talks about Grant just like that.
His gym though kind of lit, you know.
His gym is kind of lit though. Yeah, I agree with that. His gym is kind of sick, the rock climbing aspect. It's a good gym.
Going to Generation 7, one of my personal favorite generations of Pokemon. I know Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon aren't the most popular games in the series, but OG Moon and Sun though, Fuego.
He actually loves them. Yeah, that's crazy. That's as a person I never really I've seen superly love that game. But I mean, hey, you gotta have somebody to support every region.
Most culture in a game with Generation 7 and the Alola region.
Yeah, I can get behind that.
The gym system, the whole region is just very unique in of itself. And overall, I think they did a really great job of making this culturally unique. Yeah, way cool, man. This is an example of someone being black, but also staying true to the roots of their roots.
Yeah, that's a good
She's always supposed
representation.
to be a Polynesian fire dancer, going perfectly along with the theme of Lola. But he's also obviously black. Like, look at his dad. This is
Yeah,
an
that's
African
true.
father if I've ever seen one. We're going to Olivia. She a baddie.
Ooh, Olivia.
I ain't
Yeah, I
gonna
forgot
hold
about
you.
her.
We throwing it back for another Elite Four position. And you know, this is Brock's wife.
Oh, my boy Brock, bro, yo, Brock going in. Yo, Brock don't miss a beat, bro. Brock has never missed a beat in his life.
Last game we're gonna be talking about, Generation 8.
Generation 8. Okay, we're talking Gen 8.
Sometimes. I played it one time and just never touched it again. And it's not even.
That's fair. A lot of people don't like Gen 8 that way. I actually am a big supporter of Gen 8. I actually enjoyed it a lot. You have one person who's always an apologist of like a generation, and it's sometimes just like he is apologist for being Gen 7, a Sun and Moon, a Lola. I'm an apologist for Galler. I love Galler.
I gotta sit down for this one. We got the baddest, most fine, top tier black design.
Oh, how could I forget? Yes, sir. Bring it up.
We
Bring
have
it up.
Nessa. This right here is spectacular. Again, they made
Olivia,
and they were like, we can do better. Just the hair,
Yep,
the
yep.
eyes, the vibe, the
Bro,
personality.
people
This right here is
people
what
were
I love.
down bad for her, bro. People were down bad for her. And it's not even funny how down bad they were. Like, I saw so many people just like wilding for her, bro. They're like, dude, the amount of money I would pay to do something to her. Honestly, this is how I feel about Tulip, honestly, and Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Just reminded me of something. Because I'm looking at this, they say she's black in the top tier. This reminded me of the time that people whitewashed her. That was subconsciously in my memory. And if it wasn't for this video, I never would have remembered that. I remember that. I don't know why the hell people did that. I'm not sure if they're trying to be funny or something. Oh my God, I hope this put that back in your memory too. I totally forgot about this.
I'm gonna also throw in Raihan.
Raihan, yeah,
Again,
Raihan's
He
in there.
might not be black. I don't know what's underneath the cap, but I'm gonna throw him in there. He's just
I think
way
Raihan's
too raw
black,
for me
bro.
not
He's
to
definitely the
mention.
black
One
creator.
of the only gym leaders that is a rival to the champion. A rival, but he hasn't really won any time against them. But
Well, actually, if he isn't the only gym leader that's been a rival to the champion. Technically, Claire and Lance, they are cousins. That's probably the reason why. They're both dragons. So I think that's the closest of the first person originally, because Claire and Lance, I'm not sure how close they were, but I think they probably were rivals. Let's be honest. But for sure, it's definitely Leon and Raihan.
let me just throw out the ones that I don't think are black, but you guys might mention in the comment section. Just
Okay,
so
let's see what you
out
got.
there. Leon and Hop. Again, I put in the same.
I agree.
pack.
Leon and Hop are not black. I think they are in some way they have some like Spanish descent. I think it's just the name Leon. That's why.
Category as an Iris, dark skin, purple hair. Don't really see any.
No, I
black
think Iris is
qualities in
black.
them. I personally don't want to put them in the black category. So here's my overall thoughts on the topic. Do I think that
Okay.
Pokemon use black people as more of a money move? I'm like 99% sure. Yeah. Like,
think
we
so?
want to put these characters in the series. Obviously, weren't there because they took 10+ years just to do so. And I'm
Yeah,
not
I can
even
see
mad at
that.
them.
Like, it definitely took a long time for them to actually put real black people into Pokemon. And I think putting the American region in the game, honestly, it was like a good excuse to put black people in. If it didn't, that'd be actually really stupid. And if it did it next generation, that'd be like crazy. I think now, because this video came out before Scarlet and Violet. I want to say now, they have like Nimona. I'm like sure Nimona's black. Or she's like close to black. Maybe it's like a thin line in between. But there's a lot of black more representation and a lot more expression in a different type of cultures, and even like is more than race, more than gender, more than sexuality. All that stuff is actually very much prevalent now in Scarlet and Violet. I think that's really, really cool. I can't say what the greed of Game Freak being is a money move or not, but I very much enjoy the move of it though. I would say that.
But what are your guys' thoughts? This is my general opinion on black representation in Pokemon, but I want to hear you guys' thoughts on it as well. If I missed anyone, please leave in the description
Oh, that's
below.
a great video. Honestly, a great video. That was really fun to think about. I'm glad we got to talk about this more. Make sure if you guys haven't, go subscribe to Blank Thoughts. I got to do it now too. That's a perfect example of what you should do for him. And if you aren't black, or if you are, we can have a discussion about this sometime in the comment section and stuff like that. I hope you guys learned a little something new today. Maybe you learn about a new creator, learn about more about Pokemon and all this controversy and stuff like that. And also one more thing, Gita's not black. Gita is not black. Don't let anyone try and confuse you.